In a quiet village, just as the sun began to paint the sky gold, a young boy stood mesmerized. His clothes were worn, his shoes torn, but his eyes were filled with an unshakable wonder. He was staring at a magnificent golden pocket watch, nestled inside a little shop with a creaking wooden sign that read, "Time Repairs." An old shopkeeper with a kind, white-bearded face smiled at him from behind the glass. The boy had no money, but he wanted time. He pushed the door open, a small bell jingling above him. "Excuse me, sir," he whispered, his voice full of hope. "How much for the golden watch?" The old shopkeeper looked at him gently. "Ah, that one," he said softly. "It's not for sale." "It's priceless." The boy's shoulders slumped. He left the shop that day with a heavy heart, but a fire in his soul, promising himself, "One day I will own time." Years flew by. The boy worked tirelessly day and night, studying under dim lamplight, driven by his singular goal. He became a young man, a powerful, successful businessman in a sharp suit. He returned to his village, not on foot, but in a sleek, expensive car. He found the old shop, now dusty and quiet, its windows clouded with neglect. Inside, the old shopkeeper sat, much frailer now, a shadow of his former self. The young man declared, "I've come to buy the golden watch." "Name your price." The old man offered a weak but knowing smile. "It's still not for sale," he rasped, "but I will trade." He held out the gleaming watch. "Trade me 1 day of your time." The young man was baffled. "Just 1 day?" The old man nodded. "Sit with me today." "That is the price." The young man's phone buzzed relentlessly. 50 missed calls. Urgent meetings flashing across the screen. He hesitated, the pull of his busy life strong. Then, with a deep breath, he switched it off and put it away. He sat down. They talked for hours, sharing stories, laughing over cups of tea as the afternoon sun warmed the dusty room. The old man's voice grew quiet as he shared his own story. He, too, had once been rich and powerful, always chasing the next deal, the next success. He had all the money in the world, but he had sold his time. His wife had passed away while waiting for him to come home. His children grew up seeing him more on magazine covers than at their dinner table. "I had the money," he wept, his voice cracking, "but I sold my time." In that moment, the young man saw his own life reflected in the old man's tears. Always busy, always rushing, never truly present. He looked down at the golden watch in his hand and noticed something he'd never seen before. It had no hands. "This watch never worked," the old shopkeeper explained. "Because time isn't for owning. Time is for living." Tears streamed down the young man's face as he embraced the old man, a profound understanding dawning on him. He quit his high-powered job. He started spending his time, not his money. He was there to see his little daughter take her first steps in the park. He sat at the dinner table with his parents, their laughter filling the house. He taught children in the village school and helped his old neighbors with their chores. Decades later, that young man was now an old man himself, sitting on a familiar village bench as the sun set. His grandson, a little boy with bright, curious eyes, looked up at him. "Grandpa, why don't you wear a watch?" The old man smiled, a deep, peaceful smile. "Because I finally learned," he said. "Time isn't something you buy. It's something you give. The richest person isn't the one who has the most. but the one who gives the most time to what truly matters. Your time is your life. Stop watching time and start living it. Who will you give your time to today? Time is the only wealth we all have in equal measure, but only a few of us learn to spend it wisely. Give your time before it's gone. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe for more from Life Thread Stories, where time matters.